From KZN to Mpumalanga we go. SABC News reporter Nhlamulo Mabasa is following the story around the South African Medical Association Trade Unions March. They're aiming to highlight issues to do with the unemployment of teachers. Nhlamulo joins us now live for an update around their protest action today. And Nhlamulo, we've heard in many instances the devastating impact unemployment has on people, frankly, who have so much to offer to a country that needs the capacity, especially in our health system.
Yes, yes, like you rightfully said in your intro, yes, it's quite a dire situation here in Mpumalanga. As we know it now, it seems like it's a nationwide problem. Earlier on when we spoke an hour ago, we did speak to one of the unions that are in the forefront of this march, peaceful march that they are having today, just actually explaining their frustrations, their concerns. As I did explain earlier, this is concerns that they've been highlighting for quite a number of months, for the previous months. This is a story that we've been covering when they were trying to engage with the Department of Health and different stakeholders just to find a way forward and making sure that these doctors are actually employed as they should be. But right now, we are joined by one of the bursary holders. This is one of the bursary holders from Mpumalanga. He was actually in Cuba. He went there in 2019, when he was 19, if I'm not mistaken, but he will correct us. This is one of the people that are actually affected. He's actually sitting at home, not employed, even though the provincial government took him to Cuba, promising him to be able to come and be employed, or rather to come to and help the already strained health system in the province. We will be talking, or rather we are welcoming Dr. Sihle Dube, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome to our program, welcome to the agenda. Briefly take us through how this started. How old were you? How did you get the scholarship? Where were you for how long? And what was promised?
Yes, good morning. Dr. Sihle Dube. I started medicine in Cuba. I left South Africa in 2014. And then I did my 6 years in Cuba. I was 19 years old when I left the country. And then I came back in 2020, and then I went through the integration program when I was, and then I was in UP, University of Pretoria, completed, and then in 2021 to 2023 I did my internship in Temba Hospital, and then I did my community service in Mpumalanga Hospital and completed last year in December.
So tell me, Sihle, Dr. Sihle, tell me what exactly was the agreement? Because when I was talking to you, you did mention that when you go there, you study for 7 years in Cuba, right? Yes. When you come back here, you were actually told that you come and serve for that 7 years that you were in Cuba. So actually what happened in your case? Because you did serve your internship and your community service for a year, but only then, when you were still waiting or still in the system, you were told that no, now you have to sit at home. What then happened?
Yes, that is correct. We were, according to the agreement with the government, was that you come back and serve the 7 years that they put you in school. But as we were doing our internship, things started falling apart, as we had rumors that doctors now won't be having employment in the government. So that is how I find myself in this position right now. I mean, it took everybody by storm, because I mean, I only served like 1 year of the 7 years, and right now I'm just stranded at home.
So you actually were in the system for a year, and then the 6 years you were actually staying at home. You've been at home without employment.
So what is happening is that I only did one of the 7 years that was part of the agreement. That is my community service. Remember, the agreement was that after community service, I do 7 years, starting from internship to the other 7 years within that is within the agreement of the bursary.
Okay, last one. How is this affecting you? How is this affecting you? And how do you think? Because for those who still want to study medicine, what does this say to them? But let's start with, how does this directly affect you?
This is really heartbreaking. I mean, it's sorrowful. If you look at it, most of us, we are breadwinners in our families. So when I went to school, there was that hope that one day, as a son, I'll come back and then I'll help out in the family. And that is what I've been doing ever since I started my internship. I mean, if you look at it right now, for the young ones that are coming into the system, it's really looking so so hopeless. I'm not sure if we're going to be having those young people encouraged if something like this continue happening in our country. It is really disheartening and heart-wrenching.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, Dr. Dube. There you have it, Ayanda. There you have it. You had a mouthful from Dr. Dube, who's currently unemployed, sitting at home. He was studying in Cuba. Now he's here at home trying to find employment. And you can just say, even when we're talking to him off camera, he did say that actually this is actually affecting him, even emotionally, to be able to deal with what is happening. Ayanda?
Nhlamulo, Mabasa, thanks very much indeed for that reporting. A really important story that's unfolding there in Mpumalanga.